Who doesn't dream of being rich? Financial freedom, having no money problems, not even having to think about money. Isn't that what we all want? If you're on the other end of your computer screen nodding your head in agreement, then you are in good company. We all want to be free from the stresses of bills, rent, and money demands in our life, and free to enjoy the luxuries and adventures that wealth can bring. But want and desire can only take you so far. And just because you find yourself yearning for wealth and working hard doesn't bring with it any guarantee that you're going to be someone who actually gets rich. And I know this isn't that uplifting of an opening, but it's true. There are many people who try as they might will never get rich. The good news is there's often identifiable traits that we can begin to pinpoint that show us where the roadblocks are with people. And we are sure that if you're watching our videos, you have a leg up on the rest of the world and every opportunity and potential to grow your wealth into exactly what you want it to be. That's why we're making this content, to give you the best possible roadmap to success and show you the pitfalls. In this video, we're going to show you a list of 7 types of people who will never be rich. Watch and listen and make sure that you don't recognize yourself in there. But if you do, consider this fair warning. And don't worry, we're also giving you some guidance on how to change that. So stick around until the end to make sure you aren't limiting your chances of making it big. Welcome back to Lifestyle Billionaire Club, where future millionaires and the new rich come for inspiration and education on how to reach their goals and build their fortunes. This channel isn't for the lazy, so if you aren't here to get inspired, hey, take a hike. But if you're a connoisseur of the good life, welcome aboard. And before we get into today's video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. So let's get into it, shall we? In today's video, we're going to be talking about 7 types of people who will never be rich. Sometimes we don't know why we're not achieving our dreams, especially when we see that other people are reaching theirs. But maybe you'll find some answers as we educate on. Watch our video today and see if you recognize any of the habits or behaviors that can be stopping and holding you back from getting rich. There are solutions to all of them, so if you're ready for a few bold truths and are ready to take action, let's take an in-depth look. Number 1, you are risk adverse. If you're not rich and want to be, then you're going to have to take some risks. We're not talking life or death risks or risking every penny you have, of course, but you are going to have to move out of your comfort zone and do things that you haven't done before. If you see change as inherently risky, then you're likely to struggle to make the necessary changes to your habits, behaviors, and choices that you're going to need to get rich. What people who are risk adverse often don't realize is that there's a difference between being able to calculate risk by determining the possible adverse outcomes and the likelihood of them happening, and something that feels risky. The first you can get more information on. You can measure, understand, and make an informed decision on. The second one is a feeling that you think is giving you this information, but could well be coming from a number of different things. Risk aversion, or that you're moving out of your personal comfort zone. It can tell you that you need more information or that you're scared. It can come from simply not being used to making different decisions. To your brain, anything in the unknown might feel risky as it doesn't have any information to work with. The rich are more used to making decisions concerning money that may seem risky to you. It's a matter of perception and experience. Human beings are incredibly good at adapting to any kind of situation, even terrible ones. So if your financial situation is dire, taking the steps out of it might feel risky simply because you're used to living in this situation. You've adapted. Now, learn to adapt to something better for you. At the end of the day, it's worth gathering the cold hard facts to base your decisions on and getting used to feeling some discomfort if you want to be rich. There are safer, long-term ways of growing wealth that may appeal to you more, and they work. Number 2, you don't invest in yourself. If you're the kind of person that naturally scoffs at the mere mention of Tony Robbins or personal development, chances are you're never going to get rich. Why? Because rich people invest in themselves as their first priority, and they find value in what others can teach them. They realize that if they aren't growing, they're dying. The rich invest in themselves in a number of different ways, from their continuing education and growth to their mental, physical, and spiritual health. By investing in yourself, you're saying that you are important and what you do is valuable, and that you're taking an active role in your life and the direction it goes in. There isn't a lot of point in being rich if you've neglected your health, burned out, and have to spend your wealth on medical bills and recuperation costs, is there? So hit the gym and get some much-needed rest. Remember that this community is also about peak performance. Investing in yourself can mean using some of your time to learn about personal finances, or finding a better paid job, or asking for a pay raise, or studying a course to further your career prospects, or getting out of debt, eating healthy so that you have more energy, and dealing with stress so that you can think more clearly. Ultimately, you get to choose how you use the money that you have. You can use it to help yourself, or you can spend it on trinkets that give you a brief moment of happiness. You can save it all and leave it in the bank to earn a modicum of interest, or you can find out about investment opportunities. You also get to spend your time as you wish. By all means, watch TV, hang out with people who don't support your vision, or join your local library and take out every book on self-improvement and personal finances and take steps to live a better and more fulfilling life. At the beginning of your journey to get rich, you'll likely know very little about it. That makes sense, doesn't it? Embrace your ignorance and start learning. Invest in yourself. Invest in your learning. Invest in your life. Or don't. Number 3, you don't take responsibility for your life. If you're someone who blames everyone and everything around them for the situation that you're in, then you're missing a vital opportunity to see how you have the power to change it. How many times have you heard people complain about their boss, their job, and their income, and yet do nothing about it? You have to take on the responsibility for dealing with the issues you're facing. It doesn't mean that you need to solve all of the problems, but you can take control of your life. Learn to speak up, ask questions, ask for help and support, change, accept, or leave. People often mistake their beliefs for facts, and if you truly believe that it's someone else's fault that you're not rich, then don't expect your financial situation to change. If you're not willing to take a long, hard look at where you're not taking responsibility, then all you're doing is putting the power and the responsibility in someone else's hands, and they probably don't care. If you know that you're not good with money, that you can't save, or that you struggle with spending, then you've already identified the issue. Your next step is to solve it. Or you can keep blaming your problems for your lack of growth. Holding ourselves responsible and accountable certainly doesn't mean we have to know and do everything ourselves and we're to blame for everything when things go wrong. It does give us the opportunity to learn from our mistakes and to learn what's in our control and what isn't. We all make mistakes and we all fail. It's part of being human. It's not a character flaw. So although taking responsibility for ourselves can seem daunting, nothing quite compares to taking charge of your own life. And this brings us neatly to, you're scared of failure, so you don't take any action. If you're not prepared to risk failure, feel it, and learn to get back up again, then you're not going to be rich. If your fear of failure is bigger than your desire to succeed, then you're not going to be rich. People who don't take action on their goals and dreams will really never amount to much in life. You've got to learn to step into the unknown and act on your brilliance. Don't talk, act. We all fail at times. We don't always get it right. Entrepreneurs experience failure over and over again until they get it right. Many of the most prominent names you and I admire have literally failed themselves to success. They move from failure to hit their goals, and that is called growth. Millionaires can lose their wealth and make it again. Failure just means that it didn't work this time. You can learn from it, refine your plan, and try again. It's okay. Failing really doesn't mean what you think it does. As we said before, it's not a character flaw. It means you're trying. How is this sounding so far? Does anything sound familiar? Do you see these traits in yourself? If so, drop us a comment and let us ridicule the senselessness out of you. I mean, encourage you to change. Also, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We want you to succeed, so make sure you see when we upload a new video. Be sure to share with a friend if you feel it could help them too, because remember, getting rich is more fun together. Now, let's get back to it. Number 5, your comfort zone is too comfortable. I know that might not make sense, but you might have reached a level of comfort in your work, life, and financial status, and you don't want to move on or risk rocking the boat. You can earn and save your way to middle-class comforts, but to get to millionaire or billionaire status, you need to take a few more steps to invest your money to really get it working for you. Those who stay comfortable will never get rich. You certainly don't have to do it. It's a choice. You can rest at the point you're at for a while and enjoy it. You can stay there if you want to. If you want to be rich, however, then you're going to have to move out of this particular comfort zone and be a bit uncomfortable again. As you get used to doing new things, you will become comfortable with them. Don't worry, you've got this. Even if you're not in a great position financially, you can still be in your comfort zone. What's familiar and comfortable can feel safe even when you're living too close to the edge. The safety found in taking steps to secure your financial future can feel risky and uncomfortable. Something to bear in mind is that the feeling of comfort might not mean that everything is okay and things can't be better. The mechanisms for getting rich are there for everyone to use. Will you let your comfort stop you from doing it? Number 6, you haven't tried. There are many reasons why people don't try to get rich. There's a common idea among many that being rich is reserved for a lucky few who fortune favors. The assumption that being rich is down to luck or a decent inheritance glosses over the hard work, perseverance, and determination that goes on behind the scenes. Even if someone has inherited their wealth, they will still need to have money management skills so that they keep and grow their wealth. That's right. Getting rich means developing a different kind of mindset and learning different skills. It's not that it's impossible for you to do it. You need to have the right tools and information. Then you need to take action. However, if you're relying on a lottery win, an inheritance, or a good marriage to bring you fortune, then it may well happen, but you might also be waiting forever. You have to get up and find out how you're going to do it. You have to put the time and energy into it. You have to put time aside. You have to make sacrifices. You have to stick to your list of what you need to do each and every day. And if you fall off track, then you need to get back on it. Developing the discipline and perseverance to get rich may take some time, and that's okay. You will be learning as you take action anyway, and the more you stick to something, the easier it will become, as long as you get the right support along the way when you need it. But some people will always make excuses like luck, natural talent, and being good at sticking to routines rather than look to themselves and make the changes they need to make. Number 7, you are not money literate, and you don't have control over your finances. Many of us aren't taught how to be financially literate. We've learned what we know from our parents and our peers. Rich people teach their children these skills. If you think that doing a 9-to-5 job and saving spare cash is going to get you rich, then you need to broaden your horizons. It's a good first step, but that's all it is. There is so much more to getting rich, and there are so many ways of doing it. Get searching, get inspired, and set off on your journey to riches with a more open mind. Luckily, there's a vast amount of information available to help you. Try to see it as continuing with your education. You're plugging the gaps in your knowledge. To get control over your finances, you need to know your numbers. This means your income, outgoings, expenses, debts, unexpected emergencies, and taxes. You'll probably need to learn how to set budgets and how to plan and track your finances. Once you start to get interested and involved in your personal finances, a whole new world will open up to you. Getting rich won't look quite as daunting when you have the right information on hand. Otherwise, you can always bury your head in the sand and hope you get by on a wing and a prayer. So, what do you think? Did you recognize yourself or perhaps someone you know in our list? These topics can hit close to home sometimes. If you've been trying to get rich and you're not getting anywhere fast, it's worth checking to see if you're inadvertently sabotaging yourself. Let's have a recap of the types of 7 people that will never be rich. Number 1, you are risk adverse. Number 2, you don't invest in yourself. Number 3, you don't take responsibility for your life. Number 4, you're scared of failure, so you don't take any action. Number 5, your comfort zone is too comfortable. Number 6, you haven't tried. And number 7, you're not money literate and you don't have control over your finances. If you know of any other types of people who will never be rich or have any thoughts on the subject, let us know in the comment section. We'll see you on the next one and keep helping you build on your path to wealth. Thanks for watching and check out the next video. As always, remember to subscribe and turn on post notifications.